you could sit down in a pub with some people and go through the horror stories of accountants one evening, it'd probably be quite a laugh.
I used to meet with the accountant once a year, if I was lucky. And obviously that's no good. You've got to be a lot more in contact with your accountant.
Accountants generally add up your accounts a year after you've actually done the work. So they're working in history.
They were able to tell you at the end of the year what tax you owed, but there was never any input from them as to how you were going to save tax in the years to come.
They were there on the end of the line, but they would never actually contact me. I would have to contact them for advice.
The traditional accountants don't tell you how to run a business. They tell you, you know, after they've added up the figures, what it looks like, which is totally meaningless to most people who run businesses.
A lot of the time I was receiving information after deadlines and after really when it was too late.
The business was expanding faster than our accountant could cope.
The smaller accountants were simply glorified bookkeepers.
Often with professionals they can be very patronising to the business person who doesn't understand the world that they're operating in.
The large firms were very intense and not very easy to work with.
Accountants, by their very training and nature, are risk averse and deal with things in the past rather than things in the future. And that's the difference I find with how Avar approaches accountancy.
There's very little anyone can do about the past. We can do a lot for the future by making right decisions. And this is where we feel we're different. We like to help people make decisions, right decisions, so they're successful. If they're successful, we're going to be successful.
Real World Associates manages the financial affairs and careers for high-profile individuals.
We are a small but highly specialised television and film production company.
We started Room 3 in 1989 as a design consultancy.
I'm a freelance journalist, writer.
We're a shipping and forwarding company.
I started this firm of solicitors as a specialist personal injury practice.
They go through a lighting hire company.
Encore is a sound rental company.
M&M Lighting was established in 1988 as a sales and marketing company.
We find that generally people set up in business to achieve their objectives, which has nothing whatsoever to do with business. They perhaps may like sound, they may like editing, they might like photography. Because they enjoy that the most, they go into business. Not because they know how to run a business or to make money.
I'm all for enthusiasm, I'm all for hobbies, but sadly if a customer, where customers have started businesses with a hobby in mind, there have been cases where those businesses have failed, and there's been a lot of pain all round, which frankly should have been avoided had the correct degree of planning taken place from the outset.
Peter and I have come from a background of just wanting to play with sound systems, and turning that into a real business means that you need advice about everything to do with it.
Well, I'm not a born business genius. I was given a product. I was handed a product on a plate and could see the potential for it.
The business was getting bigger and I couldn't really cope with the paperwork side of things, and we really needed to get some advice.
Very frequently we see customers insufficiently prepared to answer questions the bank has put to them. I'm not saying they haven't got the ability to do it, but they perhaps lack the experience and they lack the guidance to enable them to do it.
We had to get some figures together for the banks very quickly. Our previous accountants couldn't put it together, and Avar team of people came in and had the figures presented to the bank on the due date.
The financial advisor will always have an important part to play, particularly when a customer is growing and when a business is developing and when they're going into new fields. And more often than not, meetings with customers nowadays take place alongside of their financial advisors as well.
Since we've had Avar on board, all the meetings I've had at the bank, I've had Ash attend with me.
Clients do need professional advice. Regular, continual professional advice, because they can't possibly be aware of what they don't know.
Yeah, as a matter of course, when I feel that I've got problems with beyond my experience, which quite a lot of the time that happens, and I've no hesitation in consulting Ash and Trevor.
Any major decisions we would at least liaise with Avar about before we make them.
They've also offered us advice on all sorts of things, from whether or not the time's right to move home, whether or not you should be, you know, procreating, whether or not, you know, so we just live our down.
These are like my financial agony aunts, actually.
At every stage, we've consulted Ash and gradually expanded a little bit more and a little bit more.
Avar tailor their advice and their service to whatever our circumstances are.
They think like business people. They think like, you know, we do, who are at the coalface, so to speak, rather than as accountants, so they can see the day-to-day commercial problems you have and come up with commercial solutions.
In order to enable us to be proactive, we communicate with our client on a regular monthly basis, all clients with no exceptions, so that we can help them achieve their objectives, no matter their size.
Normally we jump when they rattle our cage. I mean, what I like is they're proactive.
They actually get involved with your business, they understand your business, how the business works.
They don't instruct me as to what to do, they give me options.
They're ready and willing to discuss anything at any time.
Peter's been in a meeting with Ash till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning because it was necessary to have that meeting and complete that work.
Avar is very good at problem solving. If we have problems, and we've had a number of problems, you pick up the phone, Ash and his team will come back with an answer very quickly.
We advise clients, pick up the phone and phone if there's a problem. We'll be there. And we are.
Well, it's a dynamic relationship. Either I can ring them up and ask for advice, or they're very good at getting in touch and forewarning of potential problem areas before they become problem areas.
If there's a problem which I need some advice on, I just simply lift the telephone.
Sometimes you can't put the real world off till next week until you can fit it in your diary. It must be lovely to be able to do that, but we find that we can't.
Ash never ever fails to ring you back.
What's particularly attractive for us as a company about Avar is that their size. They're not just a one-man band.
It's not just Ash himself. There's Trevor and Rasa and Shashi and all the team there.
And I think he's very well served in the quality of his lieutenants. They're great.
We know the staff in Avar all by first name. They know us by first name.
I think that good working relationship is very important, and that's what I like, and that's why I stay with Avar Company.
We examine all our clients' affairs on 3 bases, past, present and future. By bringing the past up to date, we all know where we are, we understand what has been going on. The entire position, effectively, for a client is summarized on 1 page, giving the results of the entire previous 12 months, together with prospective likely results if they followed a course of action for the next 12 months. They are then able to see where they've come from, where they are, and where they're going.
The information I get now is very succinct and to the point, and is exactly what I need to make decisions for the future.
All our decisions are made on the information at our disposal. If we have incorrect information, we will make the wrong decision.
You should have up-to-date figures with your business so that you can work on it on a real time when it's happening, not historically.
If you've been in one room or one shop or one area, you develop a blindness. You never know what's wrong with the organization. So you always need an outsider who can actually come in and have a look at things from a different perspective.
We are aware that people are concerned about cost, as they should be. We, like them, believe it's unwise to pay too much, as it is unwise to pay too little. Our philosophy at Avar is that we try to seek value for money by helping you make more profits in making the right decisions. These costs are then automatically paid for by increased profits.
When you look at the value that Avar adds in the solutions that they come up with, either in saving you money or structuring deals so you generate more, the fees pay for themselves.
I've never had cause to complain about the service in any respect, and that includes what what we pay.
When you look at the standing order every month, the money that goes out to Ash, it often be a little bit frightening, and you think, oh my God, this is a lot of money. But at the end of the day, you can sleep easy at night.
I just knew you'd be worth it, basically.
That money is well spent.
Although no one could say that Avar is cheap, we're still in business because of them.
You feel having left Avar & Co., that you've been to a city practice, you have not paid city prices, but you have got a city job.
What clients like most about Avar, we believe, is firstly we treat these people as individuals and listen to their needs and requirements. We then enable them to achieve their aspirations and objectives.
The success story is going from strength to strength, and I think, we are indebted to Avar & Company for their professional service at any time we want.
Well, they do the accounts, and they are accountants, but they're business managers. And that's the big difference, is that yes, I've got my very own financial director who isn't a director. And that's, I think, the big difference.
They're not an accountant, they're a financial planners and consultant.
They seem by far the best people to go with because they gave us the best advice, the friendliest advice.
Avar have steered us on how to run a business because we only knew how to run sound systems, not how to run businesses.
Their input is greater than simply on the commercial level.
It's a very friendly and warm relationship, and one has a genuine sense that they are interested in our business and want our business to succeed.
We've always had a very good working relationship with Ash, and he's always told us in the past that, if you need us, we'll be there.
They deal with you as a person first and foremost. Then the business aspects follow from that.
We're a people's game. Not books, not ledgers, not accounts. People first.